What's up, bagger fans? This one is for you guys. I've got a brand new 2022 StreetGlide special coming straight out of the box up onto my bench, and I'm going to be installing the Stage 4 kit from Screamin, the 131 cubic inch kit, and a few extra go fast bits as well. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Master Tech Miller. My name's Tommy and I'm a Harley Davidson Master Technician here at Darling Downs Harley Davidson in Toowoomba. Alright guys, I've got this brand new 2022 StreetGlide special, and in this video we're going to be installing from start to finish the Stage 4 131 cubic inch kit. But on top of that, guys, I've got the Alpha Performance Engines hot up kit for the 131. A few other bits going into this build is the Fueling OE Plus cam plate. Now, in my opinion, this is a great investment for the cam chest. It increases strength and helps with longevity. It also helps support the high lift of the camshaft better, and it flows a little bit more oil volume as well over the factory cast unit from Harley. Right. The hot up kit from A.P.E. What is it? Well, as the name suggests, guys, it hots up the 131 kit from Screamin. The 64mm intake manifold that comes with the kit is swapped out for this opened up and hand textured manifold to ensure maximum intake airflow. The 5.5 GPS fuel injectors are upgraded to the larger 6.2 fuel injectors from A.P.E. Cycle-Rama Billet lifter cuffs are added in place of the factory plastic units that everybody hates. The high capacity lifters from Screamin included in the kit are also replaced with heavy duty lifters from A.P.E. Finally, the included SE517 camshaft in the kit is tossed aside for the Cycle-Rama CR512 Camshaft. Now, unfortunately, guys, due to the worldwide delay of shipping and just trying to get things ordered and sorted out, I can't actually get my hands on the Cycle-Rama CR512 just at the moment, but I do have a replacement cam for this video, so I'm going to be using that. I don't think it's very suited for this build, but it is a replacement anyway, so let's just see how it goes. I have done a comparison in the past of the SE517 and the CR512 in a 131 kit, so it's a direct comparison of the camshafts. If you guys want to check that video out, the link is in the description. The results are well worth checking it out, so head over and check that one out too. So the camshaft I'm using in today's build as a replacement is the Rocket Cams 544. Now, unfortunately, guys, it's probably not best suited for this 131 just with the stock compression ratio. This particular cam, the 544, does require a substantial increase in compression ratio to really benefit the camshaft. But look, I'm going to give it a go anyway because it's definitely going to be, I'm sure it's going to be better than the SE517 that comes standard in the kit. So please, guys, hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you don't miss out on part 2 of this series. But yeah, as I said, let's just get this camshaft in and see how it goes with the stock compression ratio of the 131. Alright guys, I'm just as keen as you are to get this thing together and see how this new camshaft goes, so let's get straight into it. Alright guys, it's all torn down as you can see here with all the stock engine bits and pieces. So let's get straight into the build process. First off, I always check, measure and set the piston ring end gap. This is very important to ensure proper ring seal to the cylinder walls, and it also helps reduce blow-by without running the risk of being too tight and nipping up. Before the cylinders are installed, I make sure to orientate the piston rings correctly so all the gaps are not lined up and no gaps are directly facing the thrust side of the cylinders. Ring end gaps do move around during operation, however setting them correctly during assembly greatly reduces the risk of having them line up and causing performance or oil consumption issues later on. I've had 2 engines leak at the base gasket in the past, so to avoid that now, I always use a little bit of sealant on both the cylinder and the gasket surface just to be sure. Some of you out there may think this is not necessary or that leaks only occur with aftermarket base gaskets, but look, doing this little extra step just adds another level of professionalism and security to the build, which is just why I like to do it. Cylinders are installed in a pretty straightforward manner with just a piston ring compressor tool and a little bit of patience, they slip straight over and into place. The CNC ported cylinder heads included in the Stage 4 kit are absolutely beautiful, featuring larger +1mm valves in all 4 corners of the CNC finished combustion chamber, high lift Screamin valve springs, flawlessly finished CNC ported intake and exhaust ports, and the unique Screamin SE logo etched in there, together with the Stage 4 badges from Screamin complete the heads beautifully. The head torque process for the M8 engine is known as torque to yield. This process basically stretches the head stud flange nuts beyond their point of elasticity, causing them to be permanently deformed, which is why they are strictly one-time use only. Screamin now have an option in their catalogue which is manufactured by ARP that are reusable. So for the guys wanting that option, it is now available. Alrighty, camshaft time. So as you guys know, this engine is supposed to be getting the Cycle-Rama CR512. However, it's still on back order at the time of filming, so for the interim, I'm going to be using this Rocket Cams CR544. Now remember guys, the comp ratio of the 131 kit straight out of the box is a little too soft for this cam. Measuring and making sure the pinion shaft drive sprocket and camshaft drive sprocket are shimmed up to under 10 thousandths just to keep the timing chain in great shape and prevents premature wear and tear. Again guys, due to the lack of available products at the moment, I'm still using the factory header system. This bike is due for a full Reinhardt system, however I only have the slip-on mufflers for it at the moment. So unfortunately that's all I can do for the customer at this point in time, but I will be fitting the full exhaust system and doing the cam swap in part 2. I'm going to finish getting the tank, seat and bags on, then I'm going to crank it over to build oil pressure before firing it up for the first time. And once it's fired up, I'll heat cycle the engine a couple of times before I get it onto the dyno and start the tuning process. Now please remember guys, this is a YouTube video and it has been edited. So if you don't see a particular process getting done, please don't think it didn't get done. All it means is I'm trying to keep the video flowing and the content entertaining. So look, unfortunately, I wish I didn't have to keep saying that in the comments, but there are some viewers out there who just, they vomit up the first thing that they don't see happen, like they've caught you out on something, like, oh, he didn't put fresh oil in it. It's not that, I'm just trying to keep the video entertaining, so you know, you're not seeing the most boring stuff going on. I'm just trying to save time. So look, I've just cost you guys 30 or 40 seconds explaining how I try and save you guys 30 or 40 seconds. So let's just get straight onto the dyno and get into it. Alright guys, this cam is proving a little temperamental at the moment, and yeah, giving me a bit of grief. I've got a bit of a dip going on here in the middle where you can see the torque's coming up and then it sort of falls over in the middle. Now I've tried battling with that with ignition timing, fuel, all sorts of things, trying to get that out of it, because you can see it wants to make power and then it's getting held back there. Something's holding it back. So I think it could be a combination of this camshaft and the header pipes. So I'm just going to keep going with it and see what I can come up with. Alright, I've spent a bit more time on it and I haven't really got anywhere further. I've managed to lift that the little dip out of the torque curve that I didn't like, but it still hasn't made as much power as I would have liked. I don't know whether it's just the camshaft and the pipe, like the header pipe, or what, but something's holding it back by the look of it to me. That's my opinion. But we are up to 134.6 and 142 foot-pounds. So It's quite impressive how it comes in quite early and holds that torque nice and flat across the, that's 140 foot-pounds right through from 3 grand right to 5.5 sort of thing. It's really got a lot of torque, just a little bit shy on power. So yeah, I'm going for a road test now to see what it's like. So we'll see you back in a second. Well guys, I just got back from the road test. The thing feels fast, definitely gets up and goes. Just lacks that punch off the bottom like the CR512 provides. So yeah, and that's just because this thing's just a little bit too low on compression for this cam. So I'd really love to see how it goes with a bit of compression into it. So I'm sure I'll get to do that in the future on another build. But yeah, just remember guys, this cam's not staying in there. We're pulling it out and we're going to put the 512 in. So that's going to bring the torque in nice and early and probably make a little bit more power than that too. So you can see how it's through the middle of the torque curve here. It just starts to just fall over. It sort of builds up. You can see it's soft off the bottom and then builds and just sorts to just fall and just sort of stay a little bit of a dip here. And on the data, I can see that the manifold pressure is dropping away, so it's not creating enough vacuum, just not enough compression to really make that camshaft work. So anyway, look, this is part 1, guys. Part 2, we're going to do the cam swap and the exhaust, so we're going to make some more power, so stick around for that one. But thanks for checking out this, guys. I'll see you in part 2 soon.